Welcome to the University of Albany. My name is Carl Kiltz, and I'd like to spend the next few minutes with you talking about fire safety at the University of Albany. A nationwide discussion on campus fire safety began the morning of January 19th, 2000. At 4:30 a.m., a fire erupted in Boland Hall Dormitory at Seton Hall University in New Jersey. 3 students were killed and 58 students were injured. Some of these students were severely injured and required multiple years of rehabilitation. Campus fires are a real threat to student safety. In 2017, 16 fires occurred on the University of Albany campus. Following the Seton Hall fire, Governor Pataki established the New York State Governor's Task Force on Campus Fire Safety. They looked to establish a comprehensive campus fire safety plan. They looked at the adequacy of existing building and fire codes, a record of compliance to these codes by both public and private colleges. They looked at fire safety policies and procedures on campus, the statutory and disciplinary penalties for violations of these codes and laws, and fire suppression and detection systems in campus dormitory buildings. Fire building codes were upgraded in New York State to the International Fire and Building Code family. They are updated approximately every 3 years. Also, fire alarm systems in residence halls were updated following the Seton Hall emergency and following the Governor's Task Force report. Now all residence halls have modern addressable fire alarm systems. Fire sprinklers are required in new residence halls in New York State. In order to ensure that campuses in New York State are compliant with fire and building codes, the New York State Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services Office of Fire Prevention and Control conducts an annual inspection of all spaces on the University of Albany and other campuses in New York State. They are also empowered to follow up on any code deficiencies that are found to ensure that they're corrected and that we have a safe built environment for students when they come to SUNY Albany. The Governor's Task Force also looked at campus fire safety policies and procedures, including fire drills and emergency evacuation. 4 fire drills are conducted in the residence halls every year, 2 in the fall semester and 2 in the spring semester. Residential staff training on fire safety includes 2 hours of safety training provided by the Office of Fire Prevention and Control. Student training on fire safety issues includes meetings with your resident directors and RAs, including this orientation program that you are listening to now. Additionally, 90 minutes of fire safety training are provided to each resident student every year in an online format. These follow the Office of Fire Prevention and Control training guidelines, which were developed following the Seton Hall emergency. Campus discipline and judicial practices related to fire and life safety matters were also strengthened in response to the Seton Hall fire. There are statutory and disciplinary penalties for violating fire safety rules and regulations on campus. Creating a fire, or arson, is a crime and will result in the arrest by the university police. Tampering with fire safety equipment, including but not limited to fire and smoke detection, fire sprinkler systems, and portable fire extinguishers are addressed through the Student Judicial Board. Failure to evacuate a building during a fire is also a fire safety problem and can also be addressed through the Student Judicial Board. All residence halls on campus, both new and existing, come equipped with a fully addressable modern fire alarm system. In new construction or new residence halls, a new fire sprinkler system is included. The university maintains an aggressive inspection, testing, and maintenance program to ensure both fire alarm systems and fire sprinkler systems are ready when needed and work as designed. As a student, you will be required to sign off that you have received and read the Community Rights and Responsibilities booklet and also your residence hall license. Both these documents have rules and regulations for student behavior on campus. Some of these rules and regulations, such as leaving during a fire alarm or not tampering with smoke detection systems, focus on fire prevention at the University at Albany. The Community Rights and Responsibilities and the Residence Hall License prohibit causing or creating a fire, regardless of intent. They prohibit tampering with fire safety measures or devices, including but not limited to fire alarm systems, fire extinguishers, exit signs, smoke or heat detectors, including covering up of smoke detectors. It prohibits falsely reporting an incident or any inappropriate use of the fire alarm system. It requires all students to evacuate buildings in a timely fashion in response to fire alarms. No smoking is permitted inside the residence halls. The University at Albany imposes sanctions for violating Student Code of Conduct. These include sanctions beginning with a conduct warning all the way to dismissal or restitution for damage done. These are all based on the frequency and severity of the violation. Like the Community Rights and Responsibilities book, the UAlbany Residence Hall License talks about rules related to fire safety in university residence halls. All students must evacuate the residence hall when the fire alarm sounds. It prohibits causing a false alarm in the residence halls. Interfering with the proper function of or tampering with fire alarm systems and portable fire extinguishers is prohibited. Open flame devices are prohibited in your rooms. These include candles, sternos, incense, and kerosene lamps. Other prohibited items related to fire safety in the residence hall license include hot plates, toaster ovens, standalone microwaves, open element electric or liquid fueled space heaters, open element cooking appliances. Hazardous trash accumulation is prohibited in your rooms. You are required to regularly remove trash from your rooms and deposit the trash in the special trash rooms provided on each quad. Upholstered furniture must meet the California 133 standard for fire resistance. Curtains that you bring in and hang on your windows must be flame resistant to the NFPA 701 standard. Your residence hall license limits combustible materials to 20% of your wall space. These materials include pictures, and posters. No combustible materials are allowed on ceilings or inside of any doors. Halogen lamps or bulbs are prohibited in the residence halls. In case of fire, get out and stay out of the building. Pull the fire alarm pull box on the way out of the building to warn others of a fire emergency. Once outside the building, from your cell phone, dial 518-442-3131 in order to reach the campus emergency services communications officer, or use the blue light emergency phone to report the emergency. Report any injuries or any known problems, such as the location of the fire, immediately to responding university police or firefighters. If you have any fire safety questions or concerns at the University at Albany, please call 518-442-3400 and someone will get right back to you. Thank you.